What happens when two automotive giants with completely different visions of the world, German Mercedes-Benz and British McLaren, decide to join forces to create a shared hypercar? At the beginning of the 2000s, the auto industry received an answer that completely rewrote the rules of the game in the segment of absolute speed. But why was this incredibly complex and ambitious alliance even needed in the first place? The objectives facing both automakers were practical and strategically vital. The German manufacturer didn't just need another fast executive sedan or a comfortable flagship coupe for millionaires. They needed a full-fledged hypercar, a monster on wheels capable of destroying Ferrari, rattling Porsche, and claiming the absolute top spot on the automotive Olympus, proving the ultimate superiority of the three-pointed star on a whole new technological level. The British team at McLaren, on the other hand, desperately needed massive manufacturing capacity, deep financial backing, and, most importantly, the monumental supercharged V8 engine from the Germans to translate their cutting-edge Formula One technologies into a road-going Grand Tourer. The result of this massive collaboration was the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, a car whose mere silhouette still makes a petrolhead's heartbeat faster, while its thunderous exhaust note brings tears to those who appreciate true old-school engineering. The first phase of this legendary partnership looked less like quiet work in a sterile design bureau and more like an absolute battleground between two unshakable concepts, different mindsets, and massive executive egos. On one side of the table sat the Stuttgart engineers from Mercedes. These were people accustomed to building solid, heavy, rock-solid, reliable, and exceptionally comfortable motorcars. They strictly demanded a luxurious interior with the finest leather, heavy sound insulation, effortless ride quality, power adjustments for absolutely everything, and an advanced dual-zone climate control system. Mercedes' primary goal was simple: enable an owner to cruise down the German Autobahn at 300 kilometers per hour in absolute comfort without spilling a single drop of hot coffee while enjoying their favorite music. On the other side sat the British speed fanatics from Woking under the leadership of legendary motorsport geniuses Gordon Murray and Ron Dennis. For these guys, there was only one god: minimal weight, body rigidity, and perfect aerodynamics. They literally fought for every single gram of mass, demanding a stiff suspension and a raw, unadulterated racing experience without any extra fluff, heavy soundproofing, or luxury nonsense. It was precisely inside this tense friction, on the verge of constant arguments, heated debates, and complex compromises, that the unique, inimitable character of this future icon was forged. Neither side was willing to back down, which ultimately led not to failure, but to a series of brilliant engineering solutions that were decades ahead of their time. McLaren successfully insisted on using a full carbon fiber monocoque, at the time an absolute rarity for road-legal cars, reserved almost exclusively for Formula One chassis. To properly balance the massive 5.5-liter supercharged V8 engine, they pushed it as far back into the wheelbase as possible, sitting effectively behind the front axle. This decision created that iconic, instantly recognizable silhouette: a ridiculously long hood, side exit exhaust pipes mounted right behind the front wheels, since routing traditional pipes to the back would interfere with the massive rear underbody diffuser, and an active air brake spoiler that popped up automatically under hard deceleration, literally digging into the airstream and clamping the rear to the asphalt. The end result wasn't a lazy corporate compromise, but a massive synergistic triumph, a comfortable Grand Tourer on the inside, with the reflexes, structural rigidity, and soul of a purebred race car. The second stage of this legendary collaboration was all about squeezing maximum potential from the platform and cementing the SLR project in history as an untouchable icon of its era. While the standard coupe had already proven its complete dominance on both road and track, the alliance had no intention of slowing down. They set out to systematically transform a rare supercar into an object of intense passion, prestige, and obsession for collectors worldwide. First, engineers took a bold and technically challenging step. They cut off the roof to create the open-top SLR McLaren Roadster. In doing so, they managed to fully preserve the incredible structural rigidity of the racing carbon monocoque without adding excessive weight, an engineering feat almost no direct competitor at the time could match. Next came an even harder, lighter, and more extreme creation, the SLR 722 edition. The name was a direct nod to the legendary starting number 722, representing their 7:22 a.m. start time, under which Sir Stirling Moss and his navigator Dennis Jenkinson took a triumphant victory at the grueling 1955 Mille Miglia in a classic Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR. On the 722 edition, engine output was bumped to 650 horsepower, the suspension was stiffened, ride height lowered, wheels lightened, and the aerodynamics re-engineered for serious track downforce. The car became faster, sharper, and noticeably meaner and more menacing. The ultimate grand finale of this union was the wild, radical SLR Stirling Moss. This machine featured no roof and no traditional windshield, just two tiny transparent wind deflectors. With 650 horsepower, a completely open cockpit, an ultra-lightweight carbon body, and a 0 to 100 km/h sprint in 3.5 seconds, drivers took a 350 km/h hurricane force wind directly to the face. Each of these iterations did more than keep the hype alive. They permanently elevated the project from a high-speed playground toy into a true blue-chip investment icon whose value on international auction blocks continues to climb today. The legendary partnership between Mercedes-Benz and McLaren in the 2000s proved once and for all to the entire global automotive community that truly brilliant, epoch-defining, and ahead-of-their-time achievements are not born in the quiet, sterile offices of marketers or financial analysts. They are forged right at the epicenter of fierce debate, unyielding engineering passion, and the uncompromising clash of two completely different automotive philosophies. Two industry titans with diametrically opposed approaches to construction, ergonomics, and the very purpose of a car managed to create a unique, incredibly complex nexus of contradictions that ultimately worked in absolute perfection. The Germans gave this project unshakable monumental power, elite prestige, unlimited engineering resources, rock-solid reliability, and a premium level of comfort capable of attacking autobahns at 300 km/h. The British brought ruthless racing technology straight from the Formula One paddock, a rigid carbon fiber monocoque, vast motorsport experience, and a surgical understanding of aerodynamics and mass distribution. In the end, the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren remains an eternal, monumental monument to the golden age of the auto industry, a unique time when legendary machines were built despite strict corporate constraints, senseless environmental regulations, marketing tricks, and budget cuts. It was a pure manifesto for absolute speed, total technological dominance, and unadulterated engineering art that simply cannot be replicated or recreated in today's world.